My boyfriend humiliated the hell out of me last night, and now I don't know how to feel about our relationship. My boyfriend, 24 meters, humiliated the hell out of me, 25F, last night, and now I don't know how to feel about our relationship. How can I approach this? My boyfriend and I have been dating for a year now. We actually just celebrated our 1-year anniversary 2 weeks ago. Last night, we decided to go out to one of my friends' gatherings. Game night, basically. He invited his guy friends along with their girlfriends, so other women were going to be there. After the gathering, we talked about going to a bar for drinks, and I told him this because he doesn't really drink at all. I asked him if he wanted to stay home or whatever else, and he said no. He'd come because he was good friends with one of the girls. We went to the gathering and everything was fine. He had half a cup of the paper cups of beer and hung out with the girls while I hung with the guys. I noticed he was having a lot of fun. And when we decided to go to the bar, he was not tipsy or anything. This is relevant. We were one of the last couples left to leave the bar a few hours later. And by this time, he was very obviously drunk to the point where he couldn't even walk straight. Like I said before, he doesn't drink. Has probably only drunk about 1 or 2 times in his whole life and never to the point of getting drunk. So he was obviously very affected by the alcohol. He kept saying he didn't feel well and was crying on the floor. The whole time, I'm trying to pick him up, lead him toward the door to the car, etc., but he's acting like he doesn't know who I am. Is pulling away from me but calling my name at the same time and keeps crying out no every time I try to comfort him or pick him up. His eyes were closed but would open in that heavy, sleepy way that someone looks when they're drunk, and he would look right at me but kept saying no and stop. At this point, we were drawing a lot of attention. Nearly everyone in the bar was looking at us. People started coming up to us, women and men, and asked him, completely ignoring me, if he was okay. They literally barricaded themselves in front of him, and at this point, one of the guys told me to just back off. One of the security officers came over and started questioning me. But no matter how many times I told them he was my boyfriend, no one believed me. I called back one of my friends who had just left. The other couple who was left with us, hoping that they could vouch for me. But I don't know what came over my bro's girlfriend. But when they came back in and saw my boyfriend like that on the floor, she started asking me what I did to him because he wasn't like that when they left a few minutes ago. Not literally a few minutes, but about a half hour or so ago. Someone apparently even called the cops because they walked in shortly after, and I was questioned again. At this point, I just wanted to leave before I got arrested or jumped because everyone was watching me like I was a criminal. My boyfriend eventually came too, and they got him to call his brother who came and picked him up. He gave me the dirtiest look. This is someone I was really cool with before. Eventually, the police let me go, and I went home. Early this morning, my boyfriend came home. He was hungover but fine and confused. I told him everything that happened last night because he said once we got to the bar, he remembered nothing after that. For a moment, he was silent, and I asked him what was wrong. He told me he feels weird because he doesn't understand why people would react so strongly if I wasn't acting strange. Why his brother and my one friend and girlfriend were worried about me if I wasn't acting strange. This threw me off. I asked him what he meant. He told me never mind after another silence and joked that he would never do that again. Drink. I laughed it off earlier too but didn't feel right. Here's what's bothering me. I know what he was going to say. We've talked about it before. In his last relationship, he had a boyfriend that assaulted him when he was asleep. He tells me that he trusts me, but basically right then it felt like he was saying he was unsure, that he was about to ask me if I was going to do anything to him. I already feel humiliated about what happened last night. I was treated like a criminal all because I was trying to get him home safe. I didn't tell him about how I'm feeling because he can't remember any of it. So what would he even say? But all throughout today, I've been feeling a certain way. I'm not sure if it's resentment or just embarrassment. I don't want to blame him for the reactions of other people. I know he can't control that and they were just looking out for him. I know that he can't remember, but I feel angry at him for some reason. I don't know how to approach this. I know what he was going to say was based on past trauma, but now I feel like he doesn't trust me. And I feel disgusting, like I've done something wrong. Is there any way for me to bring this up properly? I value our relationship and really love this guy, but I don't know how to express my feelings or if anyone could help me even identify what I'm feeling so I know how to approach.